let's see what happens here. Who did I call? Miss Nealons? So Miss Nealons, what would I fill out here for the spider silk? Would there be anything in the ones place?
In the ones place?
Is there anything in the ones place?
No.
Okay. Anything here?
Yeah.
What?
3 times 1/10.
Oh, I see what you're thinking of, hon. You're thinking of the second column, the way we did this handout yesterday. Yeah. No. What I'm looking for is for you to fill it out, the first column, for both of these. So do this one just like we did this one. So, yeah, 0. Good. And what would go here? Good. And what would go here? Well, it's not nothing. It's how thick is it? 3 what? 3/1000ths, right? Okay, good. All right. I think you got the right idea. Go ahead and put 10 points. All right. Next step, it says count the number of decimal place values, positions to digit 3 in 03, so this one, and 003. And so you can see that there's a difference of 2 places here. And so 0.3 has 2 fewer decimal places than 0.003. All right. 2 fewer decimal places, they're talking about is 10 times 10. That's 100. Move that up so you guys can see it a little bit better. So 0.3 is 100 times as much as 0.003. So if I wrote this, if I wrote 0.003, which is this right here, times 100, that's going to equal 0.3. Okay? Because I'll move the decimal 2 places over. And then they said, and they've got here 0.003 is 1/100th of 0.3. And I could do the same thing. If I wrote 0.3 times 1/100, that's going to equal 0.003. And I don't know if I'll be able to teach you guys how to do that this year or not. I'm hoping to. So then it says, so the thread is 100 times as thick as the garden spider silk. And the thickness of the garden spider silk is blank that of the thread. Mr. Clifton. So what do you think would go in here?
100?
Not 100, because we already know this is 100 times as thick as the garden spider silk. But the thickness of the silk is, it's going to be less than 1. What would that be of that thread? It's going to be a fraction. What do you think it would be? No? No? 1/100th. Okay? Of that thread. Because that's the difference between the two. All right? All right, down at the bottom here, it says you can use place value patterns to rename a decimal. So 0.3 is 3/10. It's also 3 times 1/10. You could also call this 30 hundredths. I actually think this is probably going to be more confusing to some of you. So I'm just going to fill this out. This would also be 30 times 1/100. And you could also call this 3 200 thousandths. Or 300 times 1 over 1,000. Okay? Well, my video recording has not stopped yet, and that's a good thing. I'm kind of wondering if it's the dim light in the room. That's why it was kicking off. That's why I had you turn on the lights. It seems to be working fairly well. At least for the moment. Crossing our fingers, knock on wood. All right. Let's see here. Complete the place value chart to find the value of each digit. Well, this is similar to what we did yesterday. Okay. So we have a 3 in the ones place, and then 5 tenths, 2 100ths, and 4 thousandths. So we know that's 3 times 1. Well, thinking about how we filled out those charts yesterday, Mr. Storm, what would be the next one? This would be 5 times what?
5 times 10.
Not 5 times 10, 5 times 1/10. You got it. Oh, okay. It would help if you did. And then 2 times 100, and then 4 times what? 1 thousandths. Okay, good. Put up 10 points. Let's see here. Next one, Mr. Paulson. What would this be here?
3.
Yeah, exactly. That would be 3. And this would be 0.5, 5 tenths, or 0.5. Well, what would this be here, Mr. Paulson?
0.02.
Yeah, nicely done. And what would this one be?
0.004.
004. Excellent. Put up 10 points. Questions on that, anybody? No? Okay, pretty straightforward. How many pages do we have here? All right, write the value of the underlined digit. Well, they don't tell us to write it in decimal form. They don't tell us to write it in expanded form. Or they don't tell us to write it in, in word form. They're not making that very clear. Well, the easiest would be decimal form, probably. So let's do that. Miss Hillscotter, what's the value of the underlined digit in decimal form? Well, this would be the tenths, and that is the hundredths place. So I would write it as 0.0 what?
4.
Yeah, that's it.
Mr. Gudger, is it okay if we write it in word form?
Yeah, I won't mark it wrong. Ms. Hillscotter, how about this one in decimal form? What would that be? Point 2. And the last one, Ms. Hillscotter?
0.004.
Okay. And if you were to write it in word form, it would have been 4 thousandths, 2 hundredths, and this would be, this would be 2 tenths, and this would be 4 hundredths. Okay? All right, then it says write the number in 2 other forms, this number here. So let's all be on the same page here. I want, let's do word form. and then expanded. Word form and expanded. So this first one here would be, raise your hand if you think you could tell me what it would be in word form. Mr. Snod, what do you think?
250.
You got it right. Keep going. 253.
253,000.
Perfect. Perfect. Put up 10 points. Nicely done. 253 thousandths. That's exactly right. Expanded form. So Mr. Texera. So this would be expanded form, what we're looking at right here. And we did a bunch of those yesterday. So what would that number be in expanded form? Somebody grab that for me. Two times, hang on. Mr. Texera.
2 times 1.
Yep, 2 times 1/10. Okay.
5 times.
Plus
What's homework?
5 times what? Well, I have no idea. The day just started. How would I know what homework is?
Wait, did he shoot have any?
Oh, so I just let him off the hook?
Yeah.
Just so you wouldn't have any homework?
Yeah.
I was thinking I could, since he's missing class, he should get twice the homework as everybody else.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So anyways, just check Class Dojo. You know, I'm not sure. There'll probably be a little bit of math homework and maybe the book report if you guys don't finish.
Yeah, bring your Willy Wise.
And your go math.
Yeah.
Really wise in your
All right, so Mr. Texera,
5 times 1 over 100.
5 times 1 over 100 plus
3 times 1 over 1,000.
1 over 1,000. Nicely done. Put up 10 points. Good job. So where are you going anyways?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Say goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
All right. Shh. All right, word form. Miss Gordon. Following the footsteps of Mr. Sanad, who had it perfectly. Think you could do that with this one?
706.
Well, it'd be 7 and, because that's not going to be in the hundreds, that's a whole number. So it's 7 and then keep going with your idea of
600.
6. You could just say 632 what?
1,000.
Yeah, that's it. Good job. 10 points. Expanded form. Miss Stocklin.
7 times 1
Good.
plus 6 times 110
Good.
plus 3 times 100
Good.
plus 2 times 1,000.
Nicely done. 10 points. Pretty straightforward. I think because of what we've been doing the last couple of days, you guys have this down pretty well. Questions on any of this so far? Anybody? Mr. Clifton.
Did we get points when we did it?
Oh, did you guys do it earlier? Yeah, go ahead.
Number 200.
Yeah, go for it. Write the value of the underlined digit. So again, they don't tell us. So let's do it in decimal form. So do that for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then here, down at the bottom of the page, it says write the number in two other forms. So let's do it like we just did. Let's do a word form and expanded. Word and expanded. Okay. And let's look at the next page here. Is there one more after that, or is that it for 3-2? Then we'll start 3-3. Yeah, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of class time. Finish off page 115 here, and then start on the next page. And how are we doing on time? Yeah, I think we got plenty of time. All right, so I'm going to end the video here, and you guys work on that quietly for a few minutes.